My name's Austin Hoff,
I'm Robert House.
I'm Jack Holm.
and this is our presentation on AES hardware versus AES software. So the paper that we used was titled Breakthrough AES Performance with Intel AES New Instructions. You can see the people listed there as the people who wrote it, and then it was published in 2010. So the basic premise behind the whole paper was that Intel had created these new hardware instructions that ran faster than most software implementations. And the way that it does this is that when it stores the values in the registers, instead of moving the value from the register, it just performed the operations on the registers themselves. So there was no need of moving any data around. This dramatically increased the runtime. And so you will see that later in our slides.
All right. So we implemented this using intrinsics, and what intrinsics are is assembly programming without inlining the assembly in the CPP file. This has a couple of advantages. It's portable, so it can run on any of the various flavors of operating systems. It's not hardware restricted to a vendor such as AMD, but we didn't have the hardware to test on AMD. So this implementation is only guaranteed to run on Intel's Core i7 Generation 1 or higher. All right, so here's the code. As you can see, it's relatively short. The first thing that we do is divide the length of the block of data by 16. So this ensures that the memory is aligned to 16 bytes. And the actual encryption loop itself only takes 3 instructions and a couple of helper loading instructions. The first encryption function is the XOR operation, followed by the multiple rounds of AES encryption, and then finally the AES ENC last, which is the last round of encryption.
And here's the output of the decryption operation. It's the same as the input to the encryption. And here's the ciphertext that we got from the encryption operation. And here you can see a table that shows the output times of the encryption on both the software and the hardware. And it's up to 11.3 times faster using the hardware implementation.
So in conclusion, the hardware solution is significantly faster than the software implementation, as you saw in our previous slide from our test. The hardware solution is also significantly shorter to implement, and so it's just a lot easier to manage. And so now we'll open it up to questions.